Hello, everybody. Hey. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Night Attack Preshow. I'm Bryce Castillo, your pre-show navigator. Hello, everybody. It is October 22nd, 2019. Time for a spooky edition of the Night Attack Pre-show. What makes it so spooky, you ask? What makes it so spooky, you ask? That's right. That's right. And we've got a very good episode coming up for you today. We're going to have Bill Conway and Matt Sancombe from the Hard Times. They got a new book out next week. They're going to be talking about it. We're going to look at some fun AliExpress stuff that you guys sent in on the Discord. Thank you so much for all of your help with that. What is the other thing? And we've got the claw. We do have some claw. So apparently I screwed up. I got the diet. I got the light diet drink. It's already a diet drink, but it is now light.
Sorry, so wait.
Yeah.
Diet?
Diet.
Diet.
Light diet.
So it's getting like a Diet Coke Light.
Well, they call it
Diet Coke Zero.
I tried to, so I didn't realize I had gotten this until after I had tweeted about it and Sunburn asked me what the 70 meant, and then I Googled it, and I think this is like a new variant that they're like testing, because it's not on their website. You have to Google it to find the page on their website talking about White Claw 70.
Did we get a firm answer on whether it's a brewed drink or a mixed liquor drink?
I believe it's a mixed liquor. I believe they just put a liquor in.
But I'm still trying to reconcile that with Texas laws about like as far as I understand, like at gas stations you can't have liquor anything.
Okay, I didn't get this at a gas station.
Yeah, but they are at gas stations.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I can look in the can.
In the chat, people are saying
it just says
brewed,
alcohol.
So,
maybe it is.
My guess is you can.
Oh yeah. Our unique brew pure process.
Yeah. So they, I don't know. All of that is weasel talk, I assume.
I'm drinking weasels.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we have.
Speaking of which,
we have 8 more weasels over here.
I'm just waiting for another weasel to show up over the last 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That new Ring camera. So, okay, we have Ring cameras all around, right?
Yeah, security, smart cameras.
Turns out that when you install cameras farther out into the woods, you see more wood creatures.
Yeah.
We have a skunk.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
We have, as of last night, a raccoon.
Ooh.
We also have ghosts. Look, pre-show bit. Once Justin gets on, I want to deconstruct this ghost thing because I have theories.
Okay, I need to find how I can find.
Oh, it's in the Slack. I posted it.
I can never get Slack.
I can forward it wherever you need it.
I'll try to figure this out. I saw that you sent that, and you sent that last night, right? Do you know what time that was recorded at? I don't quite remember.
It was 20 minutes after I left. At around 10, so I think it was recorded at around 10:30 last night.
Because it looks, it's very smooth. It's smoother than something organic. It made me think, oh, maybe that's just the, I don't know, the rear view lights on one of our cars or something. No response? Hello?
Sorry. that dog looks like sneakers. Go ahead. You were saying?
I was thinking it might be just the rear view lights of our cars, just the backing up.
No, okay. So here's the bit that I didn't mention in there is that
hidden bits.
The camera has an array of 6 infrared lights exactly in that thing. So,
in that order?
Yeah, just all in a line, looking exactly like that. Like the similarity is too much. And so, but the motion doesn't look like anything automated or linear. It looks like a human thing. Like the thing that it made me afraid of, for lack of a better word, is that somebody was putting up a filter, and that was like a hand motion reflection of the same lights poking at it.
That seems very plausible. It wasn't hot enough for that to be some sort of weird heat. Heat. What is it called? Like a heat refraction. Do we want to look at it now, or do we want to wait for June?
Yeah, let's. Okay, Skeptic crew, unite. Take a look at this. This is from the new camera put up on the property, and it's in the first 5 seconds of this motion video clip. And look, man, hey, I'm no stranger to weird stuff, and I'm a hardcore skeptic and proud of it. But I got to admit, I don't know how to explain this. This is a Halloween spooky edition of this.
Woo!
Okay, what is that?
So there are 6 lights that are sort of roving up and down. And see, you can see in the background, there's some mirror element to this because this is pointed away from the road. This is pointed away from the road, and there's no glass.
It's pointed towards the road. Yeah, those are definitely cars going down the road. And it's unfortunate that a car appears just after the X-wing formation vanishes out of screen.
Yeah.
Because it's tempting to think that it's related to the car, but if that were the case, you would see it again with the next car.
So that kind of looks like some of the like a filter reflection you might get on a lens when you have lights. So like,
but then you would see it again the next time a car came down that road.
No, what I'm saying is it might not be a car in this direction. It might be something over here, because it would be if there was a bright light in this bottom right corner where the lights here are reflecting in the top left.
From behind the camera, okay.
Well, not quite from behind, but someone in the chat if you can co-sign what I'm saying. Sometimes when there's a bright enough light and you have a very specific enough angle lens, you can actually catch a flare of it in the opposite quadrant.
Yes. Why? But the part I'm hung up on, and this is me having information that an outside party wouldn't have, is I happen to know that 6 lights is exactly what the infrared lights. I thought it was weird looking at the camera that it is a line of 6 lights across. So as a result, it's really hard. I'm caught in the bias of thinking that is some form of reflection of those infrared lights, because it really looks like 6 infrared lights all in a row.
Was it raining? Is this rain?
No, those are bugs.
That's a lot of bugs.
Yeah, there's a lot of bugs on the property.
I wonder if it also could be. Does this camera have any sort of like, you know how they have that like smart crop and pan stuff?
No, it doesn't. Also, there's the non-zero chance. As far as I know, the boundaries for this story are John is still on property. He's in the editor's room working. I have left. This is 20 minutes after I've left. There's a non-zero chance that a human being, to me, what this looks like is if somebody was holding a giant plexiglass, for whatever reason,
sure.
a giant sheet of plexiglass, that is exactly what I think it would look like if it was reflecting back the IR lights on there. Unfortunately, you don't see the borders of a plexiglass anything. And for the life of me, I can't imagine why somebody would do that.
Well, it's also growing larger because you can see the separation between the lights getting larger as it comes in.
Which again, imagine like the only thing missing is Brant at the bottom of the screen walking with a giant sheet, and as the sheet gets closer, you would expect the lights to appear bigger as they get reflected closer and closer to the lens.
Yeah. Gentleman Top Hat is saying it's rods. I don't know what that means.
I don't know, orbs or whatever. Like that really looks like somebody's walking up with a reflective something.
The fact that it goes in front of this branch here.
Like
it makes me think that it's just a lens thing. Like the fact that it's in front of this part of the tree.
I'm certain it's just a lens thing. But goodness sake, like where would that come from? How could you cause the infrared array to reflect back on itself just for that one moment and then never have it happen again?
Dan32 says, don't police emit IR light for reading license plates and they have cameras? Maybe a cop car was driving by?
Oh, okay. So
that seems
if it was
possible.
That's interesting because part of the frustration is if it was that one car, wouldn't it be every car? But if only police cars emitted a certain thing, and you're right. I mean, very clearly it's an infrared image. Limage.
This MFer said limage. Get his ass.
We're the only ones talking about a limage.
All right, let's get Justin on. Apparently, there's our man.
Let's get noted expert. He's a co-host of the Weird Things podcast, people. If anyone's going to solve this, it's going to be Justin Robert Young. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, we're not hearing you.
I was breathless as well the first time I saw this footage. For those of you joining us live, we have expert on the paranormal, Justin Robert Young. They're here live on the line.
We're not hearing you, Justin.
He's gathering his thoughts, realizing that all of history is about to judge how he comments on this exact footage.
He has gone offline, or he has hung up. Let me do a test here, make sure this is set right. It should be set right, that test up. Yeah.
Gerbs tell Schwood there ain't no ghost. You'll notice among all of the proposals I've had, none of them have involved the G word. I've not gone to the G spot.
And also the fact that it's roving up and down, kind of in a human gait.
Yeah, right?
Something a little more. All right, Justin, Robert Young.
Yeah, that's the car. It's some reflection from the car.
Okay, then why doesn't it happen when every other car comes by afterwards?
Because cars are different, and they're different sizes, and they have different light formations.
And every so often, there's one car that has an array of 6 lights that happen to be in the exact configuration of the 6 LED infrared lights on the Ring camera.
Or it's reflecting off something, but there's no... To me, whatever I don't know between what is causing that and the car going by is less than any other explanation.
Well, okay, now, hello, my name is Brian Brushwood, and I don't know if you know this, I've not said it's ghosts. What I am saying, the information vectors that we have.
You did lead into it, or you said, "Well, we got a photo of a ghost. Don't worry, we're going to talk about it. It's a pre-show bit."
No, the vectors that we have is those 6 lights, as you see them, are exactly the pattern of the infrared lights on the.
What?
Oh, sorry. It was an in-studio thing. We had robot noises. They're exactly in the layout of the 6 infrared lights that are on that Ring camera. So,
okay.
Also, the motion of the lights is erratic and very human. Like you would say, like to me, it looks like if Brant were walking up to this camera with a plexiglass sheet that was reflecting back the 6 infrared lights that are on the camera, that's exactly what it would look like. But of course, there is no Brant, there is no plexiglass sheet, and there is no reason why it would be on there. And like I was saying beforehand, it's unfortunate that right after that we see a car because it's tempting to attribute it to that car. But then, car after car goes afterwards and you don't see that.
Yeah, I mean, that does not hold as much water to me only because cars are different, like, sizes and shapes and have the lights in different positions and have different things on them that would reflect. Like that... To me, the fact that there is a thing and then there's a car that comes by, that to me at least, if I'm going to call up Occam and I'm going to bring his razor, that's where it cuts for me.
Why would it create? Like, I mean, look at that motion though. That motion.
It's a weird ass motion. There's no denying that it's a weird ass motion. Absolutely.
It's not just that it goes up and down as it goes like somebody's pulling in a Lost in Space promo screen or whatever, but it kind of herky jerks up and down in a way that it's hard for me to associate with the fairly linear motion of a car going horizontally.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it's the curve or the lens or something like that, or something that's on the Ring doorbell that's as the light goes by, it's reflecting it in a different way. I don't know. I mean, so I have no idea, right? If I'm going to take the simplest possible guess, I would say that the car is not unrelated. Is that?
Well, so one of the theories that just before you joined us, somebody had proposed was that cop cars have a different visual light signature than other cars, and they have more infrared because of some of their equipment, and that kind of landed. But man, is that motion weird? It really, like, what is that? What is that? We got a genuine spooky Halloween story here.
It is definitely, it's an odd curly Q motion. There's no doubt about that.
Would you say it's spooky?
I mean, it's definitely spooky. All right. Can we at least grant it spooky status? All in favor of spooky, say whoa. Whoa.
All right, there we go. I'm in for spooky status. That's a fact. Wow. Jesus Christ. Did you guys get White Claws?
We did.
We did have some.
We got 2/3 of one. Are you ready? You ready? Go ahead. Explain. Did you know that there's Diet Coke Zero?
Oh my God.
White Claw 70.
White Claw 70.
No sugar, 70 calories, absolutely no taste.
Well, that's the problem, is that most people drink White Claw and they're like, shit, there's too much flavor here. Like, I need less flavor.
Man, if I wanted to be in flavor country, I'd be smoking a Marlboro right now. What's up with this?
If I wanted to be Flavor Town, I'd fucking give Guy Fieri a reach around. But here I am drinking White Claw. I don't want any flavor. I wasn't able to find any. I fucking went to like 3 places.
What?
It's physically impossible.
Wait, hold what? Oh, that's right, man. Holding back the claws, the West Coast, the last bastion of true free drinking.
Are you going to have one, Brian?
Yeah.
It's physically impossible.
I'm down for the bit.
But thankfully, there ain't no laws, including laws of physics, when you're on the course.
Wait, did one teleport in your hand the moment that you admitted that there was none?
When I thought about it, I just had a mango White Claw appear in my hand as if by magic.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Scary.
You weirdest Halloween sound effects. Did you buy a sound pack called Just the Squeals?
Some woman made a bunch of public domain screaming sounds, and now...
Well, holy shit, man. What's going on?
I'm vexed. I'm vexed by look. As a skeptic, you have the privileged position of constantly telling people, calm down, it's not a ghost, right? But then, sure. And oftentimes you have the research, the shoulders of the giants who came before you to point to, like, oh, this is definitely a whatever. I have neither of those. I don't know what's going on.
Have you sent it to other people? Should we outsource this?
Well, John, who worked at Skeptic Magazine, was saying we should send it to Benjamin Radford. And he would, he spent a lot of time debunking and researching this stuff.
Here's a question I haven't had a chance to ask. So the clip that you provided, I'm guessing that's how they cut it, because that's how it noticed, it noticed
motion
activity,
right?
And so that's
so
what started recording.
Motion detected. Take 5-second buffer before motion detected.
Yeah.
Motion no longer happening. End clip.
Because I wonder. I still am in the mindset that it's a flare from the other quadrant, and maybe that something happened in kind of that darker area. Or someone
like
fire
to the right behind.
Eliminated bees flew in formation, Bryce.
Maybe. I'm just saying we don't have all the. I want the long form ring clip.
God,
I'm a truther.
I will be the first to admit that I'm unfairly, irrationally hung on to the fact that there are 6 of them, and that exactly matches the IR lights.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what could be moving such that would reflect back the IR light in that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird.
Have you tried to recreate it?
No, I think we can.
So we have just been sent this clip caught on cam. Caught on video.
Now that is what you're talking about. That is definitely a light in the lower right quadrant that is reflecting on multiple layers of lenses. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Shoot, that must be what's going on. Why would there be 6 though?
If you know what,
2 lights.
if someone was out there with their phone light on for some reason.
No, you know what I think it is?
What do you think it is?
A car. Wow. Except for you would see flickering as it went behind trees. What about a car?
There's that road over on that side.
That's right. A car going down that side road, you would have 2 light sources, and if it had 3 images,
or
like
if it
you
just
would have there,
reflected
they would look like 6, except for
the
there would
bobbing
definitely
up
be
and
flickering.
down. The bobbing up and down is tough.
What happens when we die? That's the only thing. Is do you and your 5 closest friends become orbs that are locked together forever, curly queuing through the Texas woodside?
You have one chance to take this quiz, and that will be the meal you eat for all eternity. Mediterranean. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's tough. It's tough after lunch.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let it go. God, it's hard to let it go.
You guys excited for the show tonight?
I really am. Dude, everything's great. It's good times.
Yeah.
I think so.
So I took the construction guy. Okay. I should not
talk about this? You should not talk about this. This is not something that you should talk about. If it was the thing that you were talking to me about earlier.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Don't talk about it. No. God, no. Stop it. Don't be a fucking idiot.
Let me just tell you one thing.
The thing is, Justin, you keep saying no, and he's saying yes.
The thing that I told you about.
Wait, hey, Brian, you think that shit was a ghost though? For real?
Okay, this is just for Justin.
The ghost. I don't know, man. Bryce, ghost? Yes or no? We're taking calls.
And you know what? It's the thing is like ghosts
Justin,
come in 6.
You can
6
trust
is a
me on
lucky
this. You can trust me on this.
Ghost or no ghost? Let's go ahead and see. It's a ghost. No, man. We'll only do it if we watch it another 50 times until Brian forgets what he was going to say.
No, okay. All right, it's fine. In the vaguest of terms.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
No? Okay, fine. If you're double tapping out, then I'll trust you on that. I'll trust you.
I'm looking out for you because I don't want to get the call tomorrow like, shit, I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that.
No. Okay, so there's a thing, and then an expert was called in.
Yeah.
And I was there when a guy told the expert the thing, and the expert said, nice. That's all I wanted to communicate. I thought that was awesome.
It is awesome. It is a great follow-up on the conversation we had. I don't know how much everybody else got out of it, but I'm happy that we did.
Big voice Jay says, no one remember what Schwinn is about to say.
Oh.
Have you been watching any scary movies? Y'all got any scary movies that you're watching in preparation?
Man, I'm banned from showing my family scary movies. Apparently, taking my daughter to see Joker and then having her watch the rest of The Shining without me. Ooh, all of a sudden, that's inappropriate for an 11-year-old.
Is that like she's having bad dreams or Bonnie's just like, fucking stop it?
I mean, look, there's only so many times you can tell your kid it's a meal and then feed her Diet Coke and cigarettes, and then your wife starts to be a little bit annoyed.
Yeah. So this is not, it's not Josie that's like, please stop it. It's Bonnie that's like, knock it the fuck off.
No, yeah, go. Yes.
Yeah, that's all I'm trying to get to. I'm just trying. All I want to know is where the stop work order came from.
Well, and specifically, Bonnie was like, "Look, I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna start a fight. But you got to feed her some good movies." And I said, "Great, we're gonna watch Inception." And then she said, "What?" And it's like, hey, it'll be great. And then, sure enough, we're talking about, dude who plants a seed of an idea in the mind of his wife that caused her to commit suicide. Spoiler alert.
Oh shit, yeah. So, what movies would you think? Like, what are great movies that don't involve suicide or death or ghosts or spikes or death or rape or anything like that?
Also, good movies.
Yeah. Name the best movie that doesn't include any of those things. Your favorite movie that doesn't include any of those things.
Clockwork 2001.
I, Robot. I think only robots die in I, Robot.
No,
I did.
It begins. I, Robot literally begins with the death of a human, and everybody horrified that a robot killed a human.
So they had the right attitude.
Well, I mean, certainly they definitely condemn the death, but it's literally about a death.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
Besides, that's for the robot holiday. That's not for Halloween.
This is for Robomus.
That's for Robo Summer, Hot Robot Summer. Hot.
I mean, no, people die in those Mission Impossible. I was gonna say the Mission Impossible movies are kind of.
I tried to show the kids Ferris Bueller's Day Off. They
Does that
were
hold up?
appalled at the shirking of responsibility and the lack of consequences that the main character had to deal with.
Wow.
Your kids are nerds. Please, I'm
Nailed
sorry,
it.
kids.
I won. I got the kids everyone else wished they had.
Good movies for the kids.
I do remember watching Ferris Bueller's Day Off for the first time when I was in middle school and like thinking like, oh wow, there's a lot of shit you could do if you just fucking left school. Like I never really thought about it like that.
I mean,
like
the ironic part was they went out and had a very fulfilling, very learning experience. You learned everything about the value of being an extrovert, to appreciating art, to cultural stuff.
yeah, rejecting your father's hate,
Yeah.
right? Kicks that car, fucks it up.
What do you think about that Fight Club theory of that?
Oh, that Ferris is the Tyler Durden to Cameron or whatever.
Yeah.
I buy it. Like,
Yeah.
I never thought that it was super out there. It always was kind of weird that, like, even when I was a kid, I thought it was sort of weird that Cameron was kind of the third wheel for like a date day with Sloane and Ferris. Like that was kind of odd. So in a way that does answer that question, that it's like, oh no, it's the same person. They're just being like, he's just kind of schizophrenic weirdo.
Yeah, watching it again as an adult and a fairly experienced storyteller, it was really different because of like, oh wait, there's just rules. Everything's made of rubber. There's no real consequences to everything. This is a chess game. Everybody acts in a way that there'll be no real repercussions to anything.
So like, have you shown, because Josie's getting right into like prime, like teen girl movie age. You have fed her many of the classics. Is there any desire to be like, oh no, now we're going to get into the like coming of age stories that have like been hallmarks for generations?
Like what?
Like
Breakfast Club?
Or,
Man, I got to tell you, I don't think Breakfast Club has aged that well. Like I think it's, by today's standards, not good. It's sloppy storytelling and a bunch of delightful improvised bits that they did, but
I mean,
I don't know that it'll land.
I don't know. I feel like of all those movies, because of the setting, Like
Also,
you
also,
are-
biggest, most egregious violation on Breakfast Club of like, did somebody write that script and never actually having done pot, but made that like a pivotal point, and then had people act in a bunch of ways that was antithetical to how people on pot are?
I don't know. I mean, did John Hughes smoke pot? Google that one, kids. Let's figure this out. Let's close this investigation by the end of the day. I don't know, man. The one thing I would say about that movie, even more than Ferris Bueller's, where like that you are out in the world of the 80s, is like because it all takes place in detention, really all you're staring at is kind of the archetypes and the fact that there's like an asshole authority figure at the school. And that's got to be similar, right? I mean, if you were to remake Breakfast Club, it'd just be like one of them would be trans, right? Like that would be the only thing you'd change.
Hard left turn there, but yeah, no, I agree. And at least one of them might be a person of color. How about that?
Maybe. Well, let's not get wild, but like, you know,
one victory at a time. All right.
Yeah, you know, look, maybe in another 30 years. Yeah, I don't know. So, but like Clueless, Mean Girls, any of those?
I gotta confess, never watched Mean Girls, never saw Clueless. I was working at the movie theater when Clueless was there, though.
They're both
So
solid movies.
I saw the beginning and the end.
Both solid.
Yeah. No, both are like Mean Girls is actually like good.
Oh, from the chat, Karate Kid. Yep, kids watched it, loved it. What's funny is I showed the kids Karate Kid in the purpose of getting them to appreciate Cobra Kai. They didn't give a rat's ass for Cobra Kai, but they love Karate Kid. Turns out it's awesome.
Cobra Kai is kind of like if I imagine if you just watched like, you know, a 90-minute movie about a thing, and then you were staring down like a series, now a multiple season series of like more after it. I could see. I understand that.
Yeah, it really does only play if you've had 20 to 30 years of simmering on your hate for Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you see that pivot in the first episode and he becomes essentially the hero. I mean, that was pretty great. I mean, that's a long time to cook a gumbo, but that was tasty at that moment.
What about Sandlot?
I also worked at the movie theater when Sandlot was there. Also only saw the beginning and the end.
So these are movies that you could share with your kids. You could all watch them for the first time.
Yeah, but then I enter that weird phase of like, I want to be the guy who already knows how good The Abyss is and makes my kid watch it because they're going to tear up when, you know, he's slapping the dead woman's face, you know?
Is that the long way of saying I want to be able to play Hearthstone while the movie's on?
What are you, a cop?
He wants to be a hipster to his kids. He wants to be I already watched this one on vinyl.
So, speaking
Holes?
of which,
What about Holes? Classic child Shia LaBeouf.
no,
Action adventure?
Is
You
Holes?
didn't watch Clueless. You didn't watch Clueless or Mean Girls. Like, there's no way Brian saw Holes.
Yeah, but I just assumed Holes was like a tween version of Tremors. Is it not?
No, it's about kids who go to prison.
Oh,
and they get put in chain gangs and they just dig
different
holes.
holes.
Yeah.
No, it's not. That would be funny if it made a turn and just became Tremors.
Although Tremors, what about that for a Halloween movie?
Yeah, I'll watch Tremors. Yeah, that's actually, you know what? I think that's going to be my pick because the kids won't be distracted by the fact that the dad from Family Ties is suddenly a gun-toting crazy person.
Oh,
Yeah.
Halloween
Brian
Town.
Gross. That was his
Halloween
name.
Town is a good Halloween movie for the whole family, Callie included.
Callie is probably about right for Nightmare Before Christmas, right?
Probably.
Is that a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
You can do both. It
Yeah.
does double duty.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think the point is, you want to watch it. You want what that is? Classic pre-Halloween or a pre-Thanksgiving movie. You want to experience Halloween because you yourself want to kind of be over Halloween a little bit because that's the spirit of Jack Skellington.
Yep.
Is that he's like kind of over it, and now he's like, oh shit, but I'd rather do this other thing in this weird forest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do you think would be scarier, Mr. Oogie Boogie or the alien worms and Tremors to the kids?
Mr. Oogie Boogie is creepy.
Because that's a little bit more like
Is Mr. Oogie Boogie a Holes thing?
No, he's the one from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh.
He's
the bad guy. Yeah.
The KKK
right.
looking
I
guy.
barely remember it. All right.
Yeah, he's a big dude. He's got.
You know what?
He's like
Fuck it.
He's like
let's keep it simple.
And he's like, I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and I'm singing a song. You better come over here, cause I won't be singing long. And then you find out that he's filled with sentient bugs.
Yeah, he's full of bugs. Is also
You know what?
Right.
That kind of makes me just want to show him Creepshow. We'll do Creepshow. It'll be great.
I really, really want and you should do it for Cord Killers. If next time you need like that, you're gonna watch some seven season television show, just put a pause on it, and you guys all just watch all those teen girl movies, just Mean Girls and Clueless, and you watch them with the kids, and now it's a Cord Killers thing, and you get to reveal it on many levels because you have not seen any of them, and you get to reveal what a 16-year-old and an 11-year-old, and if Callie is wandering around, whatever she thinks.
I mean, look, I've already signed off on it. I've already constructed the time machine and tried to go back to the beginning of time and have that be what we always did. Just need 2 more co-signatures from daughters to sign off on this. You know what we are watching right now, though, right?
What's that? Yeah.
The Larry Sanders Show.
Wait, who?
Cord Killers. Spoiling Time is our new library.
Oh, I just meant the girls. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, no. I actually, so far, 4 episodes in? I think I'd be okay with everything I've seen sharing with the girls. Man, the 3rd episode with the spiders and Carol Burnett was masterful. Busting out loud, laughing until I cried. That tantric, every note of that was perfect. The tension was all the perfect misdirection leading up to that moment where, you done like spiders or whatever. Carol Burnett says, fine, let me do it. And then he does it or whatever. And then, and the whole setting everything out of, oh my God, I'm no good at physical comedy sketches. And then it becomes a physical comedy sketch.
Yeah.
Mwah. Oh, it was next level perfect.
That show, fucking classic. It's so goddamn good. And that's the thing is like the late, like the mid seasons are really the all killer, no filler seasons. Like seasons like 3 or 2 and 3 are fucking insane. Like, cause you can even tell, I mean, by the way, that the first season ends that they were leaving it open, that it was like, okay, well, this is a fun thing that we did once. And why would HBO's never had a show on like us before. So fucking, they definitely won't get renewed, and then it did. They had to retcon their entire fucking ending.
The part that I don't know how I think I saw 1 or 2 episodes when I was in my early 20s, right? Late teens, early 20s. And I think I generally liked them. I was like, oh, hey, Bobcat Goldthwait doesn't always do that voice. That's about all I got out of it. As somebody who's now 20 years into learning how to do media production, oh my God. Like the way they depict the set, the way they depict all the office interactions or whatever, like I'm now putting names to like, oh, hey, there's Bryce. And then, here's whoever else or whatever. I mean, it is remarkable how much of the behind the scenes they perfectly tell the story of.
All right. Who is it? Janine? Is Janine the Bryce?
No, actually I said Bryce, but it was actually, oh, doggone it. You're going to make me say it. Rip. I won't say.
I'm Rip?
No. You're not. You're not Rip. But Rip Torn, his instant yes-anding, whatever meagrams that Larry has, Rip Torn immediately yes, of course, get rid of them right away. Oh, keep them. Yes, of course. I think that's what we should do. Very much had me, and I give Bryce wants to know. I'm not going to say who. But there was.
Am I the writers? Am I the 2 writers?
You might be. I don't know. I haven't watched enough episodes. You might be a little bit of Jeremy Piven, a little bit of Rip Torn, and a little bit of Janine Garofalo. I hope that's okay with you.
That's fine.
Yeah. He definitely has one person though. Get it out of him, Bryce. By the end of the
timing, Justin. It's timing. It's about timing.
Yeah.
We gotta get. I gotta get apparently
plus
8
also,
of these White Claws in him to get it.
The part that slayed me was seeing a little bit of me in Larry Sanders, where it's like he's leaning on Rip Torn to give him the support, and it was uncomfortably close. It was unreal. I'm really enjoying it.
One of my favorite Rip Torn lines is, I forget what even the scene is, but the line and the delivery fucking just always sticks out to me. When he's yelling at, I think it's Piven or one of the other writers, that he's like, because they're flirting with one of the guests, and it's like, the show isn't for you to get laid. The show's for Larry to get laid.
Larry's girlfriend also having none of his shit. Very, very Bonnie the Invisible Wife. And I don't know where all of that goes, but man, it's
what do you say we don't call her Bonnie? Let's go ahead.
I assume, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if that goes to places. Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, the funniest thing about that show is he was so fucking good as a fake talk show host. NBC desperately wanted to give him David Letterman's spot, and it was only when that fell through that Conan got the gig. Like, Conan was the whatever, fucking, we couldn't get Larry Sanders or Gary Shandling, so fucking you do it for a couple months. We'll cancel you. We'll fucking either Gary will change his mind or we'll find somebody else. And Conan just fucking outlived the short contract. But it was like, how fucking insane is that somebody who's so good at something, like a fake something, people will be like, no, do that shit for real.
Well, and plus also, it would be tempting in the show, and again, I'm only 4 episodes into the rewatch, it would be tempting to kind of overdo all the bits, but instead, they let each of the bits, like when, I don't know, he's wearing a bunch of hockey equipment and about to try to block a shot at the goal or whatever. They give that room to breathe at exactly the pace you would expect an actual late night talk show to do so. They're filling air. Nothing about it feels rushed. Even the inclusion of the monologue on there. I mean, it's just brilliant. It's so good.
No, it's fucking amazing, and it really was this blueprint that like nobody had ever really seen before. Comedy never really went at that pace before. Everything was always like, get to the next laugh, get to the next laugh, get to the next laugh, and they like totally just like wrote the DNA for every other fucking comedy that has been lauded since.
Somebody in the chat wants to know if there are any Harmontown fans. Are there any Harmontown fans in the audience?
Nope. You ever heard of these Chinese murder fans?
Dude, do you think they're really going to wrap up in December? Because it seems like they're having a really good time now that they've decided that they're ending the show. Seems like they might just want to
find a couple episodes, but yeah, I think fucking Harmon's rich as fuck. He doesn't want to have a thing on his calendar every week. Like, all right, Brian, we love doing this show. This is a very, very fun time, right? Like, we very much enjoy hanging out with each other, talking with the audience. If you all of a sudden had $70 million show up in your bank account and all you had to do was Modern Rogue, maybe it's like, well, what do I really like about Night Attack? I like hanging out with Justin. I like working with that. Maybe I just fly Justin down every week. I have $70 million. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I think you're very close to some truth, but the truth is, I think, just next door, where the part you're leaving out is, hey, you have $70 million. We would just really like it if you would reduce the chances that you'll fuck it all up by doing Night Attack. We would love it if you would just not do Night Attack, because you sort of speak freely, and that tends to be a problem.
All right, know what? All right, so let's exactly what you said, except it's not somebody outside of your own brain. It's literally you inside of your own brain.
All right, I think we did it. I think we solved the whole thing.
Yeah, no, that's what I think it is. I think it's like, all right, look, I have $70 million and literally like I'm getting paid.
I have $70 million and exactly one way to fuck it up. It's called Harmontown, and I seem to do it every Sunday.
Which is funny because it was Channel 101 that got him in trouble fucking the last time. Like, it was just old shit that he did forever ago.
Yeah, but then there was also the Chevy Chase thing, which was on a Harmontown.
I mean, but that to me, like nobody in Hollywood's like fucking for the honor of Chase. Like that was like, it was tawdry, right? It was like something that would get headlines.
Okay,
but
separate question. I want you to play Mitsula here. What are the odds that the rest of the miscreants form their own podcast? Because I'll tell you what, not that I don't love me some Dan Harmon, but I would definitely tune in to whatever had Rob Schraub, Brandon Spencer, and Jeff on.
I don't know. I would suspect it seemed to me that and maybe it was on Reddit or whatever, that like there seemed to be some Spencer Jeff resentment to like, hey, I get it that you're fucking really rich, Dan, but this couple $100 that just falls in our lap for having a really good time where we become more famous, and for Jeff, he gets to plug his fucking improv things, and for Spencer, he gets to have an audience that fucking adores him, and money falls into their laps. Like, we're less like super pumped to wrap this up, but I don't know whether or not that's changed with now that Spencer's more involved in like all the production shit. So who knows? I would love it. I don't want the show to go away. The show's fucking hilarious. But I can understand that, like, hey, look, we've all been in situations where sometimes things need to end, right? Like, and it's not anybody's fault. It's just where everybody's life is. And there's a part of me that honors the ending of that show, because I would hope that if I ever have to end anything that, and I have had to end shit that people that I've done that people have like really, really, really liked, that I'm always appreciative of the people that are like, I'll miss it. I get it. Like, and so I'm trying to live that life with the shows that I adore, and just like, if it's going away and that sucks, but you want to know what? I'll miss it. I get it.
Well, and I don't know, one of the seminal examples of that is look at that cast that was on the Ben Stiller show that got canceled mid-season, then won an Emmy, and then, of course, gave rise to the crop of so many people who brought us Mr. Show. And then Mr. Show, they I don't want to say it got canceled. They reached a disagreement and it stopped happening. And then that gave us the individual careers of, David Cross and Bob Odenkirk and so many other talented individuals. It gave us a freaking SpongeBob, Tom Kenny.
Yeah. Dana Carvey show too. Dana Carvey show had one of the fucking most killer casts and fucking writers' rooms like ever in history. I don't know. I mean, I'm pumped to see. The greatest thing about Harmontown is probably the most stressful thing, which is like very often. Like, we joke around about like rolling out here and doing nothing. Like, but I don't know. Do you think that what we do would be easier or harder if we were doing it in front of an audience? Like, if we had an audience every single week?
I think that in our 3-hour weekly experience, I think we have a really good 23 minutes. And if we would be able to just focus on that, it would be great.
All right. So my answer of, do you think it'd be easier if we have a live audience, is we need to edit the show down to 23 minutes. So,
yeah,
so we would,
no. Yeah, if there's a live audience, that sort of changes the rules, right? Like, what we have right now is unlimited bandwidth, unlimited opportunity, unlimited runway, and occasionally we take flight and we punch the moon in the face, and it's fucking great. And there's no penalty if we fail to do that. If we have an audience, I feel like that would change the economy, and we would be like, okay, these people paid, they need to see the moon get punched. What are all the things that we can cut out that get us right to the part where we punch the moon?
So, okay, that's interesting, because my instinct would be the opposite. My instinct would be like, no, we need to bring the way that we punch the moon is like that you were there from the germinations of the idea thing. And to do that, we need to sink into the panic of being on stage in a moment when things might be uncomfortable. And that's when things kind of explode, which is what I love about Harmontown. I love about Harmontown that, like, they literally go out there and there's these like moments, sometimes uncomfortable, where they're like, yeah, I don't fucking have anything. I literally don't have anything. And like, that's where those little fucking like sparks of like, okay, between talent and reputation and friendship and comedy and pressure, that's where the fucking like Phoenix springs forth.
There also is kind of that fundamentally different dynamic where it's like only one of them has their name in the title, and then meanwhile, stop me if I'm talking out of line. We all love hearing Dan Harmon try to improvise a rap. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the guy who's a cast member on Whose Line Is It Anyway can probably school him anytime he wants when it comes to song making up on the spot, and yet he never does. Always there, just playing support, which I think it's a weird dynamic on that.
Yeah, I think also Jeff usually shows up much drunker.
I don't know, because I always listen at like 1.5, 1.25 speed, so everybody sounds sharper than they probably do live. When I've seen it live, I've been like, oh my god, are they a little bit sauced tonight? And then, it's just because I'm listening to them at real speed.
Are you giving people tips on how to watch this show? Or
Yeah. By the way, if you're not listening to us at 1.25 speed, you're not getting the real Night Attack experience. How about that?
It's an affront. It's an affront. It's unnatural.
yeah.
1x speed, truther, 1x.
Yeah. Man created Adam and Eve, not Adam and 1.5.
That's right.
Speed for your podcast.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hi.
Oh man.
How are you guys?
Dude, you're doing so great.
I gotta
doing
tell
great.
you, I am really excited. I did not hit that 12-point deer, that 12-horn, whatever. What
The
do you
devil?
call it? No.
It was the devil. The devil was there.
No, it was a fine looking buck that jumped right in front of my car.
No, I'm told the devil's very handsome. A real fine-looking buck, one might say.
Fine looking buck. Well, the devil went down to Austin. He was a fine looking buck, you see. He jumped outside of Bonnie's car and said, hey, hit me.
The devil got run over by a Bonnie driving to Night Attack one Tuesday night.
Now, I understand that in California, you can now eat your roadkill. So, like, if you hit a deer in California, they legalized you eating it.
It's legal to, so you had this problem back in the day where you'd hit some roadkill and then do the gentlemanly thing and clean it up and eat it. Next thing you know, Johnny Law's got a gun in your face saying, fucking pay me a civil fine or else I'm going to shoot you in the head. Did y'all hear about this? The fucking I don't know. Maybe we should say this for the show.
Yeah, here. I'm gonna run to the restroom and we'll get started.
Okay, yeah, because we're calling Matt and Bill at 9:40, so we can get started real soon, everybody. If you need to go get a drink or something, also, Justin, I would recommend you go do that.
Shit, I should. Here, actually, no, I can just call for an Ashley.
Aw.
Ashley,
Calling for
can you
an
give
Ashley.
me the White Claw box?
Did somebody send these to us or something? We
we
got
bought
some.
them. Help yourself.
Oh, we got some over here
Bonnie,
too.
you have to be informed though that there are no laws when you're on the claws.
That's right.
Is that the theme of today's show?
That there are, well, no, it's not a theme. It's actual case study. It was a claw versus Mississippi.
The claw versus the law.
Claw versus law. Claw
Yeah.
won.
I thought it was in
Law.
Florida. All that shit happens in Florida, right?
What,
Chilled
the
claws.
White Claws?
Oh no, the white claw versus the law kind of stuff.
White claw versus the law. Where is this? Where is claw from? I don't know.
Florida.
Chicago.
Oh.
White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, 60661.
The Bears.
Daubers. You know that those fucking diet White Claws are only 30 calories less than the regular White Claws?
I know, and they have no sugar. Does the real ones have any sugar?
Oh, shit.
I got to tell you, 30 calories
Look on
is
your
a lot of
can.
calories.
Is it a lot of calories?
It kind of is.
Sugar is 2 grams and 2 grams of added sugars. I don't know how you fucking slice that, Adam, but
Mhm.
See, this one's got no sugar. No carbs.
I guess they do
No
add up,
fiber.
Bonnie, huh? You drink 3 White Claws, that's 90 calories. Yeah, that'll stack.
That's a candy bar.
When you need to, even the regular White Claws are only 5%. These little ones we got are 3.7.
What the hot fuck?
They're just like spicy Topo Chicos, basically.
Oh, that's awesome. I kind of like that. I can cruise through those a
Beer.
little more.
Here's my Michelob Ultra of White Claws.
Help yourself.
So, you guys were talking about performing in front of people.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm making art in a public studio.
Yeah. Oh, do people
with-
come and gawk?
Yeah, like that's my whole job is to like showcase. Like, look what
You're like a
can
go-go
do.
dancer, ceramics artist.
Yeah, I am. I'm definitely like go-go dancing, and except that I'm just working in clay. And-
Do you know they have go-go dancers on 6th Street now?
Really?
Yeah. There's a few bars.
Those are called the homeless.
No. They are attractive and talented dancing young ladies
Okay.
who dance in the windows up and down 6th Street, and they're just listening to whatever DJ set or band or whatever going nuts.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah. It
Any
definitely
boys?
draws your attention away from the homeless people camping
Well,
in the
they
middle
need
of
to
the
do
road.
something, right?
All right, man. Are we feeling it? Oh no, Justin's not here.
Justin,
Yeah.
We can't feel it without Justin.
Walked away.
Oh,
on.
I'm gonna go grab one of those spicy waters.
Yeah.
I
Don't
was-
take the lemon one because that's the only one I'll drink.
There's was
Was
and
there
I
a
was joking
particular
about spicy.
bit that we
It's
set
not
up last week on the White Claws? We just promised to drink White Claws and find out if there were.
spicy. Pretty much it. Yeah.
We're not individually challenging specific laws like aborting fetuses at various.
I mean, if that's how you want to punch the moon, Brian, go ahead. I think Bill and Matt may not, but
All right.
speeding at various speeds, smoking, using off-label uses for prescription medications.
I just picked up the chlamydia flavored one.
Chlamydia.
Oh wait,
Clementine.
Clementine.
Clementine. Oh, no.
Bang.
Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling.
all right, we've got to get started.
All right, feeling it.
And remember, we're trying to call them about 9:40, so just keep an eye on your watches for.
9:40. Got it.
Okay. Alrighty, here we go.